Step number 1, you need to do some research. You need to do what? Research. All right. Now, how to do research? Very simple. I have the 5-minute solution and 60-minute solution. Which one you want to learn? How many of you want a 5-minute solution? Lazy buggers. All right. Now, how many of you have heard of Google before? How many of you have heard of Google.com before? I just want to check. I don't want to assume, all right? The reason is because I went to some country, right, when I was presenting. I said, how many of you have heard of Google before? And one guy came and asked me, is that a type of noodle? I'm like, no. We are not in a cooking class. We are in an internet marketing class, all right? So from that point onwards, I never assume anymore. So here's what it is, all right? You need to do research and you need to use Google. And here's what you need to do. You start your research through your passion, all right? Before I tell you how it's being done, how many of you have at least one or more passion or hobby? Raise your hand. The rest of you, we got a problem here, all right? Can you just shout out and share with the group what are your passion or hobby? Health, boats, traveling, dancing, photography, yes? Video games, electronic software. What else?
Permaculture.
What's that?
Permaculture. Permaculture.
Oh, okay. What's that? Okay, it's a passion or hobby, all right? Sorry, I couldn't catch that. What else? Golf. What else? Gambling? Gardening, all right. No, gambling is a passion or hobby as well, right? I mean, I have friends who is expert in poker, all right? The top 10 poker player in the world are my friends, actually, in fact. You won't believe that playing poker online is a full-time job. Do you want to know how they make a lot of money from playing poker? I mean, this is sidetrack, right? But it's just something that is very interesting. You may not realize this. The poker players have a software that detects the biggest loser in the world. All right? The moment that loser come online and start going onto a particular table on the internet, all of them will rush into that table and suck all the money out from that person. Amazing, huh? Man, when I heard of that, I'm like, shit. And the biggest loser, that we're talking about losing about 10 million a year. Yeah. Seriously, I tell you, these poker players are not like, you know, you think like, oh, just go into an online casino and just play like normal. No, they have sophisticated software to do that, and they do that in a group, all right? Because if out of the whole entire room, if there's 6 players, right, 5 players is your own friends, it's easy to know that what are the cards, what are the probabilities, right? That's a tip for you, all right? Go learn how to be a poker player. What else? What else? What other hobby or interest? Food, huh? Cooking. Fitness. Songwriting? Songwriting, all right. How many of you love to sing song? How many of you love to dance? All right, just checking if you have the same passion as I do. All right, I love singing, I love to dance as well, all right? So, yeah, so those are some of the passion and hobby, all right? The rest of you who didn't take up your hand just now, then just pick one of these as your own hobby, all right? Is that okay? All right, so here's what you do. Go to Google and do a search for your passion or hobby, followed by the word forum. Go to Google, search for your passion or hobby, followed by the word group. Go to Google, do a search for your passion or hobby, followed by the word discussion. When you do this search, do you agree with me that you'll end up finding a list of forum, groups, or discussion discussing about your passion or your hobby? Yes. Do you agree? Yes. And if you find no forum or group or discussion discussing about that passion of yours, I suggest you keep that to yourself. Because there are some kids in this room, all right? Now, but overall, in typical situation, you will agree that you will find a lot of forum and discussion group discussing about your passion or hobby. Do you agree? Yes. And you probably end up in this kind of in this kind of groups or discussion forum today as well, right? Agree? Yes. So, when you found a list of groups or forum or discussion group talking about your passion or hobby, what this means is that you have validated a marketplace. That means there is a market for your passion or your hobby. Why? It's because there's somebody else on the planet who is interested in the same thing that you're interested in. You get what I mean? So by doing this simple search, you have validated there is a marketplace. Agree? Yes. Make sense to you guys so far? Yes. Is it easy enough for you all? Yes. How many of you find it's easy? Raise your hand. All right. Those are not raising your hand. I think we got a problem here as well. We'll try to sort it out afterward, all right? Any question before I proceed? No? Okay, good. Now, step number 2. Now that you have validated the marketplace,